Hi friends, Dean here with Escape to Gaming, back from the dead to make another video. Sorry again about the lack of videos. I'm doing the best I can. I'm feeling a little bit better now. I had some tests done last Tuesday, very expensive. In fact, I could go out and buy a brand new Xbox One X and some games for what my copay was on the test, but I had to find out. Everything looks good, there's no cancer or anything like that, but there's some things they had to cut out of me. And they found the root of the problem of the internal bleeding, and I'm on some strong medication to try to heal that up and take care of the bacteria and things that are going on in my insides. But anyway, that's it's good. It's on the mend. Radical diet changes if I thought I hadn't changed enough. So many of my favorite things that I love to eat, I'm going to have to stay away from as much as possible. A little cheating here and there, I'll rationalize, but I have to really change. But anyway, I wanted to do a pickups video. I haven't done one in a while. I made a video a while back and showed a few pickups. I was talking about game collecting and my plans for game collecting and how I view game collecting. And I did kind of a small pickups video then. But I thought I'd do another one and kind of show you what I've been doing. I've been focusing on the prices are going up. I mean, I'd say even 2 years ago, I could go down to any one of my 6 local Dimple stores, my mom and pop stores, and you could find great games, really good titles, some of them very expensive on eBay, all day long. Every time you go down, every week or once a month, you'd always find a handful, a half a dozen. Oh wow, look at this, look at this. And the last year or so, year and a half, I've noticed that's dwindled down. There's so many people that are in on collecting, going to Goodwill, hitting up all these mom and pop stores, even GameStop, looking for used games. It's becoming harder now to find a lot of the games. I don't see as many great games as I used to because everyone and their brother's in on the action. So because of supply and demand, the prices go up. Now I see games on eBay that have doubled in the last 2 years on some games, some of the limited, low production quality original Xbox games. And even PS1 games are starting to get up there. So I thought instead of buying, I really want the PlayStation VR in the worst way. My friend Ben Boris has a wonderful series of videos he's been doing on the PlayStation VR. It's so exciting to see someone very much like myself that would really appreciate that. I'm dying to get one, but with all these expensive tests, and I've spent, probably $7,000 just paying off credit cards in the last few months. And then another, $4,000 or $5,000 on stuff on the house. I made a lot of improvements in the house. Had a lot of the electrical redone, a whole bunch of new lighting put into the house, and painted my outside, concrete, and power washed everything, and repainted the outside of the house. I've been working on the house, remodeled the master bathroom, stuff like that. But these are your domestic, married life kinds of things that cut into your game collecting. So, like I mentioned before, less than 5% of my money I'll spend on my hobbies, which are my movies and especially my games. So even though I'd love to get this new Xbox One X just to play Forza, I just heard that the new Gran Turismo Sport, which I've been very much looking forward to, is going to all be about an online multiplayer. And there will be no campaign. The big career mode's gone. They'll have like a tutorial which will kind of get you up to speed so you can go in and play the multiplayer. So I'm very disappointed. That's going to make my boycott list real fast. I boycott things that I think are bad trends. I don't like to boycott games in general just because I don't like them, but if I see something I think is hurting the industry, like the Need for Speed, game, the last one, always online. Now, thank God EA's listened, and the new one is all going to be about, they're going to have it offline. So it's nice that, and even with the Battlefront 2 game coming out, now they're going to have a single player campaign. Whether that'll be something I'll be interested in or not, I don't know. I'm going to wait and see on that. But naturally, it's Star Wars. I'm excited, and many of my friends are too. So I try to support trends that I think are going somewhere, and by boycotting, bad trends, I feel that it helps. I mean, maybe I'm just dreaming in my own mind, but I had viciously attacked. I dared to put something on the Gran Turismo website. They posted a thing about a new video talking about the single player, which is a joke. They're trying to, like, you know, oh look, we have single player elements in it. And I left a comment. It's a shame. I said I'm really looking forward to this, and I can't play it now, you know. And man, the hate I got was just unbelievable. The trolling is just really bad on the internet. Sometimes I just want to just unplug from all of it. I was really tired of it. I love making my YouTube videos because I have a pretty good audience and people that I interact with that for the most part are very positive and supportive, and I like that. That's why I do YouTube. But I can't stand just the negativity for the sake of being negative and trolling. But anyway, so, you know, I got Project Cars 2. I'm considering that now that they're going to have American cars and Corvettes and more Ferraris and stuff like that. I'm more interested. I've been waiting 4 years for a damn racing sim. And there's a couple games out there. Project Cars, eventually, I think they added some DLC American cars, a few of them, but it really was all European and import type cars, which is just not my thing. I like to drive the cars that I can go down to my dealership and, you know, actually buy a new Corvette, buy a Dodge Challenger, Dodge Charger with a Hemi in it. You know, new Ford Mustang 5.0, whatever. It's fun to be able to drive the cars in a game that I know that if I wanted to or had the money, I could go down and buy at my local dealership here in America, which is exciting for me. But when they don't have those options, and I'm forced to drive cars that I would never buy in real life, it's just frustrating. I don't want to invest the money in it. But anyway, I thought I'd do a pickups video. I had no idea how many things I've accrued, because I've really been focusing my money on. I bought a few new games, and I'll show a few of them that I've bought recently, the last few months, and I'm enjoying them. I had, you know, the Carmageddon game I was talking about. Here, I'll show real quick. I got the Duke Nukem 3D World Tour. I may have showed this in another video. I don't know. This is a great game. I really like what they've done with this, and they have these little microphone things you click on, and those little, you know, commentary from the developers or whatever on each of the levels and what have you. It's really cool. This is a great deal. I bought this the first day it came out. Really excited to see this. Anything with Duke Nukem, I think they're trying to resurrect the Duke Nukem, you know, name, naturally. Of course, the Bulletstorm thing, which by pre-ordering it, I got the Duke Nukem. I think now you can get it. They're including it as a special deal, but I installed this, but I haven't played it yet. And in fact, I think I did a video. I mentioned that I installed the extra 4 terabyte external hard drive to my PS4 Pro, and man, it's great. You can put all your games in, and I still have like half of the storage left over. I've got, you know, 71 or 72 games at least in there, and there's room for, I could double that. It's fantastic. So I'm really excited. So, but I'm dying to play this. I want to play this, and I want to play it as Duke Nukem. I'm hoping that maybe Gearbox is gearing up to try to resurrect the Duke Nukem game and maybe make something that was received better than Duke Nukem Forever, which is sadly panned by many people, even though I personally like it. Sniper Ghost Warrior 3 installed. I have not played this yet, which is tragic, because I was so excited to play this. I've just been buried with things. I have been going back. I went back. I don't have it. Well, I get it over there. I had Fallout 4. My friend Mikey said, "Oh, Dean, I don't know if you know this, but they've, you know, had a patch where they've got like you can play the game in 4K, and they redid all the textures and improved draw distance and everything." So I watched some videos on YouTube, and man, it really looked good. So I put this in, and I started playing this again. I started doing another mission, and of course I couldn't even remember how to, you know, bring up my Pip-Boy. I mean, after you haven't played a game in a while, you really lose a lot of your memory on the controls. Man, what a great game. I love this. This is so good, and it looks so damn good. It looks so good. I couldn't believe how crisp it looks on the PS4 Pro. I know the PC gaming guys will put a Mac 10 to my head for saying this, but I feel like I've got a gaming PC with a PS4 Pro, and I'm sure that Xbox One X will be more of the same. And I'm sure it can't compete with a, you know, $4,000 gaming rig or PC, but still very impressive. I'm very happy with the PS4 Pro. I've been playing more flat out. I went in and started playing more Mad Max. I put in another 10 hours into this, and I've advanced much further into the game now. So I'm really happy with this. I use the boost mode with, you know, PS4 Pro on that. It looks fantastic. No problems, no hiccups with the frame rate, nothing. It looks great. So, you know, I got these new games. I got Dirt 4 at launch. I've played this maybe 3 times. I'm dying to get back to it. I just haven't had time. I played a lot of the Flat Out 4, which I've got over here. This is good. I've also been playing this MX, what is it? MX and, or versus ATV Encore. Really good. I played this last weekend, playing the shit out of this Flat Out 4. Total insanity. A great game. I don't care what anyone says. I'm having a lot of fun. It's a long grind to level up and to, you know, buy the cars that you want, but a lot of fun and great tracks. Good racing for an arcade racer. But yeah, Dirt 3 or 4 I'm dying to play. I got this new Batman Return to Arkham game. And I installed this. I started playing the Arkham Asylum, which I had never played. I'm maybe 3 hours into it, and God, it's so damn good. I'm already I can't find all, I'm having frustrated because I can't find all of the little hidden areas and collectibles and stuff, but very good. So because of this, I had my wife order me the new Arkham Knight strategy guide, because I want to get into that. I really want to play it with the Batmobile and maybe play the new one and then go back and play these, but I had to have this. They dropped the price down to $30 from $40, so it's a hell of a deal for 2 wonderful games, and the remasters to me look good. I don't know why everyone's picking them apart, but I think they look great. The new Wipeout HD collection looks fantastic in HDR, in 4K, native 4K. It looks so damn good. My wife was really blown away with this. She sat and watched me play this for a couple hours, and you know, as I'm advancing in the races and slowly unlocking the tracks, she was quite impressed with it. She remembered me playing on the PlayStation 1, the old Wipeout, because isn't that like that game you used to have back in the 90s? Oh yeah, it is. Well, it's the same series, you know. So, but so I mean, it was a few PlayStation 4 games, which I'm happy to have. My good buddy Mikey sent me Outlander. I also have, or actually, oh no, my friend Chance sent me this. It's a loose cartridge, but he sent me Outlander that he found at one of his local game stores. And then my buddy Mikey sent me the Genesis version, which came in the nice box. Unfortunately, the manual's missing. But I'm just so happy to have it. This is my favorite game on the Super NES. I've never played the Genesis, but the Genesis looks even better with more detail. So, really happy about having this is right now one of the only Super NES games that I have. I had a friend that also donated, over my YouTube channel, he donated Mortal Kombat 1 and 2 for the Super NES as well. So I have those in the boxes, the original manuals and everything, which are awesome. But anyway, really happy with that. My buddy Chance is trying to kind of go through his collection. He's focusing more on getting a complete Xbox, you know, North America collection. And he just, you know, I got all these PS1 games I'm going to get rid of. If any of you want them, let me know. I said, well, dude, I'd love to kind of have some of those PS1 games. Some of these I already had, but I don't mind having duplicates. I already had Duke Nukem Time to Kill, but he gave me another one. In fact, when I opened it up, it has, just sitting in there, it's got the Duke Nukem Manhattan Project. Now, I don't know if this is a PS1 game or not. It looks like it's a CD. This might be a computer game, but it came with Manhattan Project, which I also have off Xbox Live Arcade, my Xbox 360. But it's nice to have at least a backup of my favorite PlayStation 1 game. Very happy to have this. He sent me the first Twisted Metal, which I have. I went out and bought a beautiful original tall box, which is flawless, with the manual and a flawless disc. This was kind of pricey, but I had to have it. It's the first game, one of 4 games I bought for my launch. The first week that the PS1 launched, when I saved up to get my 3DO, I bought the PlayStation 1, and this was one of them. So, and I had Shockwave, Assault, and Return Fire, and Road Rash. Those are the 4 games I bought. But anyway, so he sent me the first Twisted Metal, so it's nice to have it just in a jewel case. I'm going to leave that one up there, and I'll play this one instead. So he sent me Twisted Metal 1, Twisted Metal 2, and I had bought Twisted Metal 3 at launch when it came out, and I just didn't like it. It was so far removed from the single-track ones that I quickly traded the thing in. I got something else. I lost my ass on it because I paid full price for it. And I think I gave it to a friend or something. And I never played the fourth one. But, I said, what, maybe I'll give it another chance. It would be nice to have all of them in the series. I have Twisted Metal Head On, Twisted Metal Black, the Twisted Metal reboot in 2011 or so as well. That came out on Valentine's Day. So I'm going to try to find Twisted Metal 4. I'll give them a chance. So now I've got all the Twisted Metal games, a trilogy of those at least. I found this strange game, Wrecking Crew. I know nothing about it. It looks good. It says the only safe way to drive is dangerously. Well, that's got me all over it. So I had to have this. So, and if I see a game that I like, I'll pick it up. My buddy Chance also sent me Asteroids, which looks really good. I've never played this, but it looks really cool. For the PlayStation 1, the game Myst. Now, I think I had a tall box of this, I think. But I absolutely love this. So this is one of the almost a religious experience I had on the PlayStation 1. And I also downloaded this on the PlayStation 3 off the PlayStation Store. It looks a little pixelated. Doesn't look quite as good in HD compared to playing this on one of these analog TVs like I have here. But so happy to have this back in my collection. This was one of my favorite experiences in the mid-90s. A wonderful game. I have Myst Driven. I've also got Myst 3 and 4 Revelations and Myst 3 Exile and other ones as well. And then Chance also sent me Siphon Filter. So this was one of my favorite games. I never got into the Metal Gear Solid games, but I was more of a Siphon Filter guy. I like kind of more of the action shooting type stuff. And I remember playing a demo. I think it was, maybe it was Siphon Filter 2. It was this level in the snow, I remember. And I was blown away with the graphics. I mean, it's very dated today to go back and play some of these. And my buddy Chance said that. He goes, the PlayStation 1 just doesn't do it for me, the 5th generation. Games are very dated, hard to really get into. I'm more of a 6th gen guy. And again, it depends on what you grew up with. I mean, I grew up from 95 to 2005. That was a decade of really, that was when gaming was at my peak. I was a major gamer. I lived to game for like a 10 years straight. And then up near the latter part of the 2000s, 2007 and 8, there's a while I dropped off and I was just in a survival mode and gaming was not a priority by any means. But this is a great series. I'm going to try to find all of these for the PlayStation 1 as well as the PlayStation 2. So really happy with these. Again, Chance, thank you so much. I'm so happy to have many of these games back in my library, and I've got a couple duplicates or backups which I'm going to hang on to just because I can. So I have those. I'm very happy with my PlayStation 1 collection. I also went through my lists. I had kind of a ratty list of small pieces of paper and big pieces, and I wrote down all my games I want to get for the Super NES and the Genesis and PS1, whatever. And I've refined that since I've crossed off many of them. And I've got smaller lists now, more concise. I went through and will try to watch reviews of every game I'm interested in to see if I really want it in my collection. Kind of took a few off the list. I've streamlined my list to just what I want. But part of my point I was getting at, instead of buying a new PlayStation VR or getting a back's killing me. I gotta lean forward here for a minute. Instead of getting the new Xbox One X when it comes out at launch, I may have to wait until next year. I'm going to really try to focus on just getting my older retro collection of 5th, 6th, 7th gen games pretty much wrapped up, and then maybe a few Super NES and Genesis ones as well. I've kind of doubled my list on the Genesis, and I've got maybe 8 to 10 for the Super NES. Not many, but it's going good. I was surprised to see just how many great games I've picked up. I didn't realize I had so many. So I'm going to quickly go through this list. Now, I had found one version of this True Crime New York, and then I had a friend that, oh, Dean, if you want, I've got a real nice steel case copy of that. You're welcome to have it. So he sent me this beautiful steel case copy of this. I absolutely love this. This is so cool. Now, I never played the New York City one. My brother-in-law had the True Crime, and then I also have a standard edition. This was the first one that I bought, which I kept just to have the two variants of it. And then I went out and I found this recently, the True Crime Streets of LA. This I had played on the PlayStation 2 at my brother-in-law's. He loved this game. And it was one game where I actually looked forward to going over to his place and playing it. he was living in Fresno. I was coming up from LA, so I'd come up for the weekend and hang out at my sister's. And he was playing this all the time with this kid. And so I loved it. And I said, you know what, this is good. I want to get this for the Xbox. And so I'm happy to have these. These are games that at some point I'm going to have the time and make the time to go and play a lot of these older open world games. I've got the wonderful, Grand Theft Auto trilogy that a good buddy of mine sold me. I love this. This is a real holy grail for me. So happy to have this in my collection. These big open world games are so fun. These action games. And so I'm dying to get to these and play them. I found this Turok Evolution. Always have wanted to play this. Have never played it. Found a nice... These are all... Every one of these, by the way, are all complete with the manuals. A perfect disc. The discs are in great shape. No scratches. I mean, really clean. I'm really happy to have these in my collection. Sometimes I pay a little bit more for them, but I like them all complete and clean. I take all the stickers off and use my rubber cement thinner trick, which doesn't haze the plastic, safely removes stickers even on the paper inserts. If the stickers are even on those, they come right off. It doesn't do any damage at all. Finally, I got the Road Rage, Simpsons Road Rage. Now, I want to get the Hit and Run one too, which I just realized that they actually have a couple Simpsons games. But this looks really good. I've watched a bunch of videos on this. It looks so cool. So, and I'm not, bothered over the platinum hits. A lot of people, oh no, I only want the black and green box. I don't care. I'm just happy to have the game, as long as it's clean and complete. So this looks like a lot of fun. Crazy Taxi 3 High Roller, and I think it comes with Crazy Taxi 1 and 2 as well. This I loved this on. Was it on the PlayStation 2 maybe I played? I played the Crazy Taxi a while back and loved it. So I had to have this. This looks like a really much better graphics, only on Xbox apparently. It looks great, like a kind of a Las Vegas environment or whatever. And I guess that's kind of what maybe the Simpsons Hit and Run, or one of them is similar to the Crazy Taxi, which I like that thing. Kind of you pick someone up and take them as fast as you can from point A to point B. Mortal Kombat Deception. I love the Mortal Kombat games. This looks really cool. I think there's a couple different ones on the Xbox, but I love the graphics on this. This looks really cool. Looks like a great fighting game, and I'm dying to get back into this. I love Primal Rage and Mortal Kombat on the PlayStation 1 in particular. I was a huge fan of those. Now my friend Gary years ago sent me some of these Ghost Recon games. Some of the discs were a little scratched up, so I took them to my game store and paid to have all the discs polished out so they're like new again. But I got because I got the new Ghost Recon game, which I still haven't I have it downloaded. I started to play to my character creation, but I still haven't played it yet. But I said, you know what, I should round out my collection. So I went and bought all of the Ghost Recon games. I think I have all of them. I have Ghost Recon, Island Thunder, Ghost Recon Summit, or Ghost Recon 2 Summit Strike. Here's just the plain Ghost Recon 2, the first Ghost Recon, Rainbow 6-3 Black Arrow, and Rainbow 6-3. So it looks like I'm trying to get all of these Tom Clancy, kind of games in the series. It's kind of neat having them, as well as the Xbox 360. So I'm trying to collect all these because I love FPS games, and sadly I had never played any of these. So it's nice at some point. I'm anxious to get in there, roll my sleeves up, and play a lot of these games. And that's kind of one of my goals in my collection is not just buying games that I know that I love and I want to return to, but it's playing the ones that I had seen at the time, was curious about, but for whatever reason never played them. I'll save the best for last. I had mentioned in one of my videos a while back in my collection video I was going to get the Suffering 1 and 2, and I did. I bought both of them complete. These look really dark. I've seen so many videos. I remember the reviews of these when they came out, and I just, for whatever reason, never bought them, so I'm dying to play these. These look right up my alley. Kind of a dark, kind of games. I like some horror games I like. Chicago Enforcer, kind of a pretty lackluster, average-looking game, but I kind of like it. I just like the old gangster style of the 30s or 20s or whatever it takes place. it looks neat. So anything, any kind of a shooter game that I'm kind of interested in, I'll pick it up, take a chance on it. Gunmetal. My friend Chance got me this Gunmetal. He knew I wanted this. This is like a really cool mech game. We can kind of take off as a mech and then turn into a jet. I love the graphics on this. That's one of the reasons why I love game collecting too, is I love the boxes and these, you know, manuals. Sometimes the manuals are in full color. Total. In fact, I saw that game down there recently. I've been debating whether or not to get that. I'm trying to buy, not every racing. Look at this full color manuals. When do you see this anymore? This when gaming was really cool. I think gaming at its peak was probably 6th gen for me, just because I love the nice solid cases, the manuals. Now the games are a little bit more sophisticated. They look better. You know, there's more intricate button controls, and they really, I think, were about their peak at that point for me. I mean, obviously the Xbox 360 and PS3 was a quantum leap graphically, but I really like these games. Freaky Flyers. I've seen this so many times. I saw a really clean, complete copy of this. I had to have this. This looks great. I love flying games. It's kind of an arcade flight game. Looks really cool. Narc, I have no idea. This could be a terrible game for all I know, but it looks cool. It looks like it's my kind of game. You can walk the line or you can cross it. Yeah, it's got me all over it, so I like that. Big Mother Truckers. I've seen this for years when it first came out. I think there's a sequel to it as well. I'll take a chance on it. It looks like a cheesy, kind of a guilty pleasure, so I thought I'd give this a chance. My wife goes, are you going to play that? Come on. I go, we'll see. Might. Warpath. This looks great. I just love the graphics on it. I love the packaging on this. Kind of a, you know, futuristic robot type thing, kind of like the Cylons and Battlestar Galactica. I kind of like this. Attack, defend, and dominate, it says on the back, but this looks really good. Sometimes my Xbox club, other friends of mine will get games. Hey, look, I just got this Warpath or this or that. And it just looks great. And because they were so excited, you can see in the thread below, oh, I love that game. I had great times with it, whatever. So I add it to my list. And so, you know, check it out, see if it's any good. This I came across by accident. Hot Wheels Stunt Track Challenge. Now, I know they got this new, you know, Forza Horizon 3. They got an expansion pack with the Hot Wheels thing, which really does look kind of cool in a way. But this looks good. The graphics look really good on this. And I said, you know, I'm going to get this and give it a chance. It's just one of those rare games. I've never seen it before. I said, this looks like it's THQ. I like their games. Thought I'd give it a chance. It looks cool. House of the Dead 3. I've wanted this for the longest time. And I got the 2 analog TVs. I might have to get a light gun. And if not, no other reason, just for these House of the Dead games. I also have one for the PlayStation 3. It's an Overkill edition, which is pretty cool as well. I'm dying to play that. But this is an iconic game. I played the shit out of these in the arcades. It's one of the more recent arcade type games. Batman Begins. This looks really good. I don't know if it is or not. I don't know too much about it. I don't think I've seen any reviews on this. But I like this particular one. Looks good. There's a few Batman games for the original Xbox, but I like this. The graphics look really good. It kind of goes along with the movie, the Batman Christopher Nolan ones, which is kind of cool. Mercenaries. I had to get this. I had this, God, when it first came out. Pandemic Studios, one of my favorite studios. So sad to see them close their doors, but Playground of Destruction. This looks great. This has got me all over it. I haven't played this, God, since it first came out. I'm so happy to have this back in my collection. I found this by chance, and I jumped on it. In fact, I recently downloaded, I think it's on the PlayStation 4, I've got the anthology of all these, or the first 3, the trilogy of Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, and 3, all remastered. You can play them on the PlayStation, from the PlayStation Store, which I'm thrilled to have. But this is cool. It's Metal Gear, or Metal Slug 4 and 5 in one nice deal. Is it on 2 discs? Oh, it is. So you got 2 discs, there's 5, there's 4. I love this series. This is such a, artistically, I just love the style of it. It's over the top and just very cool. One of my favorite arcade series. Really happy to have this. I don't know if it's a rare game or not, but I'm just happy to have it in my Xbox collection. I can't believe how many games I've picked up. Sometimes I'll get just 2 at a time, 2 or 3, you know, but each week I get what I can. Sometimes they're only a couple dollars, sometimes they're 13 or 15 bucks or 20 bucks. LA Rush, I had the hardest time finding this game. That and Juiced. I got both of these games around the same time. I finally found both of these complete. I think I put this on a request in my... what's great about my game store, if they don't have it, they have a computer, they'll check if any of the other 5 stores have it. If the other stores have it, they'll either call them and have them hold it, or they'll wait, if you're willing to wait a few days, they'll ship it to my Roseville store or Citrus Heights local stores, and then I'll just pick it up. So, and they did that with, which I'll show you, Juice 2. I haven't seen anywhere, ever. I finally got a call the other day after, like, placing an order for it like a year ago. And they go, oh, Dean, we got your Juice 2 in, all complete, cheap too. It was like $7.99 or something. I jumped on it. And that's expensive. It's like a $40 game, you know, on eBay now. But both of these are really cool games. I had never played either of these on the original Xbox. So I'm going to be doing, I've got all my racing games for the 6th gen and 7th gen almost done. There's only like a couple left. I'm trying to get all the games that I want. I'm going to try them all. And I want to do like a master, you know, here's my top 20 racing games on the original Xbox, or the Xbox 360 and PS3, that kind of thing. And so I want to do a 6th and 7th gen top, you know, racing game videos soon. So I'm trying to get all these games that I've always wanted to play and try out. Finally, I got the SSX Tricky. I got SSX 3, which I really love. That's my favorite of the older ones. I had never played this. Everyone raves about this. This is, to many people, their favorite one. So I had to get this. And I like this really cool metallic, kind of a copper in the box here. Really nice. God, the manuals, everything on these games is so nice. Look at this thick manual. All the button moves. That's why I love having the manuals. Just a trip down there. You just open it up, and it either brings back memories, or it's like a little world within a world to explore, you know, and kind of takes you back to the mid or early 2000s, and I like that. Or it'll show you pictures of games and ads for games that you don't have, that you might be interested in, which is always cool. Far Cry Instincts. Now, I had bought this on the original Xbox when I first got my original Xbox. It's a strange game. It's like the other Far Cries, but you got these weird animalistic powers or abilities. It's just a strange hybrid of a game. But I remembered that I was really blown away with the graphics, the way the foliage and the water looks and everything. It looks fantastic. So I said, you know what? I never see this in the wild locally, and I saw this all complete. It was really cheap, like $3 or something. I had to have it. I had to. Viet Cong. I now have all the Vietnam games. I have Conflict Vietnam. Oh, in fact, that was one I bought recently. Here it is here. I've got Conflict Vietnam. I forgot I bought that recently too. And then this Purple Haze I had never played. It looks like a really good first-person shooter Vietnam game. I don't know much about it. This one I had played on the PlayStation 2 and really liked it. Not quite as much as the Nam 67. It's still a really cool game. So now I think I've got all the Vietnam games, which are cool. This I just got. This is a really cool limited edition Mech Assault 2 Lone Wolf, and it comes with like a 25-minute DVD. Probably, I haven't watched it yet, but probably shows how the game was made and developed. It has a really nice metallic look to it. I still need to get the very first Mech Assault, which I loved. I had never played the second one, but I did play the first one and loved it. So these are games that I've just, even because you can always find the Mech Assault 1 and 2. They're always, like any store I go to. So those kind of ones I never jump on right away unless I have plenty of extra money. Just knowing that they're there, I'm like, oh, I'll get that later, and that's what happens. Well, eventually I saw this, oh, look, limited edition, this is kind of cool. I'll get this one. So I love the Mech games. The Mech games are so cool. And on the original Xbox, there's a lot of them. I might have showed this in another video or not. This is one of the first the games that I bought in this whole series here, was I finally found a Red Faction 2 game. I've looked for the longest time. Now, in fact, I had the original strategy guide and bought this at launch. I love this game. The first Red Faction I have here for the PlayStation 2. This sold me. I never liked FPS games until I played this. I was so blown away with this that I couldn't wait for this. With the geomod technology, you can blow holes through walls and find ways around things. It's a little bit more limited in this one, but still a great game. I'm so happy to have this. In fact, I recently bought some PlayStation 3 games, and I bought this for the PlayStation 3 just to be able to play it on a little bit more modern system. And I'm going to try to find the strategy guide again and get it back just to have it along for the first Red Faction one. I want that one back as well. I used to have tons of strategy guides, and I just gave them all away or threw them out or something one day. Oh, I don't need these anymore. And now I regret it because I used to have a huge pile of them. I've got a pretty good array of them now. In fact, I've had a lot of requests for me to do a strategy guide video because I've got so many. But this game is outstanding. I love the dramatic music. It's very corny, you know, the characters and the story, but a very cool game, quite challenging too. I just recently found the Spy Hunter 2. I've had the first one for a while. My buddy Chance got me the first one and found it at his local place and sent it to me from Arkansas. But I've never seen this in the wild. And then a buddy of mine who's here locally, so in one of my local Xbox clubs, I found a guy that showed a Dimples pickup with Dimples stickers. I said, "Oh, are you here in Sacramento?" He goes, "Oh yeah, I live in West Sac." His name is Steve Baker. So Steve, if you're watching this, thank you so much for the tip. There's this great place called Fair Game. It's kind of in the Fair Oaks area of Sacramento. Just a little kind of mom and pop store, but really good quality games, and a lot of them. A little pricey, but great games. It's my new thing. I went there and I found some really rare games. This is one I've wanted for the longest time. I need to go back there with like $1,000. They've got almost every Genesis game I want. They have most of the Super NES games I want. They've got a lot of rare PS1 games. They even have a tall box of the first Need for Speed game. It's like $23, a little expensive. Unfortunately, the box is slightly caved in, so I held off on that. I may buy it anyway. I could probably find a cleaner one on eBay, but because that game, the Need for Speed game, was one of the first games that when I went back like the week after I bought my initial 4 games in my PS1, that was one of the first games I bought. So I want that Need for Speed game in the tall box, but they even had it in the jewel case. I mean, they've got so many great games. And they have like Tokyo, Extreme Racer for the PlayStation 2. A lot of games I just never see. Really good games. So I love the Spy Hunter series. So now I've got the Spy Hunter 2. And then I also found for the PlayStation 2, I've never seen it for the Xbox, but I got this Spy Hunter Nowhere to Run for the PlayStation 2. So great to have these games in my collection. Call of Cthulhu. This was an example. This game is going for like big bucks. I wouldn't be surprised if this is going to be up at $100 pretty soon. It's very hard to find. I bought this game for like $8, like $7.99, complete, loaded, beautiful condition. And what happens, I couldn't find it. I saw the game 2 years ago for $20 at Dimples, and that was a lot of money then. I go, $20, Call of Cthulhu, what the hell is this? Bethesda, wow, this is in 2K games? Wow, I've never even heard of this. Well, I didn't think much of it. I went back and said, oh, I did some research. Oh, this is a great game. Get it. Well, I went back the next day, and actually it's gone. They've never had another one. So fine. So I told them, put this on your locator. So if one ever comes into any of the 6 stores, they hold it. They send it to my store. They call me, hey, Dean, we got your, Red Faction 2 in. We got your Call of Cthulhu, whatever it is. And they called me, it was only $8. My friends, I put this on my Xbox Club, they couldn't believe the deal I got on this. The store doesn't even know what it's worth. It's amazing. So I'm really happy with that. This, I finally found. This is one of the most expensive games to collect for the original Xbox. This is going for $100 now. $60, $80, $100 complete. In perfect condition. Wonderful game. Now, I like this game. A lot of people absolutely hate the game. They think it's just abysmal. It's a drag racing game. You're only going to be driving for 4, 5, 6 seconds going in a straight line for a quarter mile. But what's nice is it has all the minutia of the cars, of setting the cars up to where they launch, to where you're getting as much torque and horsepower to the ground, to where you get traction. If you're into drag racing like I am, I'm a big drag racer. I've been doing it for years and built cars for drag racing. I never had the money to get into this, the upper echelons of it, but this looks like a really cool drag racing game. And I also have the 2004 one of this, and then my local game store, they have a 2005 professional drag racing game that they're holding for me right now, along with the first Mafia game, which I'm also been looking for the longest time. I call them, oh yeah, we have Mafia, so they're going to hold it for me. I'm going to go Saturday, trade in some duplicates and some other games, and pick up Mafia and this the 2005 other version of this. But this is a very collectible game. I have friends that are just like going after full sets of Xbox games, and games like these are some of the most expensive. So even though they have no love for these games at all, they'll spend the big $30, $60, $100 for these just to have them in their collections because they're valuable. But it's only because I like drag racing. Now they have a Jurassic Park Operation Genesis, kind of like a what is it, like a real-time strategy. It's a strange little strategy game where you build a theme park and you got to monitor it constantly and watch it and see if it grows or if it goes up or down or whatever. It looks interesting. That game they have at my local game store, this fair game that I have, but they want $115 for it. Perfect condition, complete. So I rethought that. I crossed it off my list. I watched some more video, reviews of it. It just doesn't look like something that would hold my interest. So even though I love to have it because I love Jurassic Park, I said, realistically, I can't spend that kind of money for that kind of game when I could buy, maybe 10 games, good games that I really want for what that one costs. So I crossed that one off my list, but these I'm very happy to have on my list. It just so happens that they're expensive collectibles. If they had been $3, I would have jumped on them too. And then this is I'm saving the best for last. This game is hated by a lot of people, but to me it's a holy grail because I've never seen it. I saw it over a year ago for $27 at my local mom and pop store, but it was missing the manual and I wouldn't do it. So I finally found Predator Concrete Jungle, and my friends have been following me on Twitter and Facebook have seen. I've just been so excited about this. I've watched some good reviews of this, and I've posted some good reviews of it on Facebook recently. A wonderful game. It just looks so good. It has a Predator vision with all the little noises as you change between the different types of thermal imaging and what have you, and you can jump down off these buildings and use a variety of weapons. It has all these different Predator skins you can play as that correlate with the first movie, or the second one with Danny Glover, or the Alien versus Predator stuff, all of that. So this looks really good. So I'm going to be hooking my Xbox up this week back to my big TV because I'm dying to play this. I want to play this and some of my other original Xbox games again. Those are my original Xbox pickups. If that's not enough, I've got a few more Xbox 360. I've got two PS3 games. I found I was at the mall with my wife, got a couple months ago, and I got this Tomb Raider trilogy. I've wanted this for the longest time. Now they also, I think they might have this, or you can buy them separately for the Xbox 360. Tomb Raider Legends, Anniversary, and Underworld all together. I think I already have Underworld for the Xbox 360, but I remember playing on the PS2 at my father-in-law's house. I had played Legends and really liked it quite a bit. So I'm thrilled to have this. That's one thing I love about the PlayStation 3. They get tons of these trilogies, like God of War trilogies, and they've got this one. I traded my Batman one in. I had the Batman Arkham Asylum and Arkham City. I traded those ones in for the PS3 for my PlayStation 4 one that I got recently. And I also got this Dirt Showdown. When it first came out, it just seemed so removed from the Dirt series that I knew and loved. But I watched some good reviews of this, and Mark Bussler of Classic Game Room did a wonderful review of this. He seemed to have a good time. I said, I'm going to give it a chance. I just cannot find it for the 360. So finally I came across the PS3 version, and I said, I'll buy it. I'll just get it for the PS3, since I got plenty of hard drive space in that. I'm kind of already getting up there. I've only got like 100 gigabytes left of my 500 gigabyte Xbox 360E. I've already used up 400 gigabytes, so they're getting up there. I'm going to have to make some room for all these games. Jeez, I had no idea I've accumulated so much. I got this Battle Stations Midway. I cannot find Battle Stations Pacific. For the longest time, I'd see both of these games at like every GameStop. I'd see them at my Dimples. Now they're getting harder to find. Some of these strategy games and war strategy games, and I have like Naval Ops, Warship Gunner, and Commander. You know, a lot of those kind of games. I really like those, like real-time strategy games. I had played a lot of those on the C64, where you set up your ships and subs and planes, and it looks good. This one it looks really well done, and in the Battle Station Pacific is even more so. I mean, I think you even play as a Japanese as well. So I'm thrilled to have this. This is another holy grail. If I can get my Battle Station Pacific, I'll be real happy. That's what I'm dying to get. Body count, I know this is hated by so many people, and I refused to buy it at launch because it was panned on so many bad reviews. It was kind of the spiritual successor to Black. It's supposed to be a real streamlined, right to the point thing, but then they have this strange killing with style, kind of like Bulletstorm in a way. They try to make the progression system different from Black, and they kind of screwed a lot of things up. It's quite repetitive, and a lot of it looks very samey over the three basic environments that you fight through. But I said, you know what, I want to give this a chance. I've never tried it. I do love Black. I like the developer that made this. Codemasters, I guess, did this. So I'm going to give it a chance. This is one that was got a lot of poor reviews when it came out, but it looks really good. I wanted to try this Damnation. It's one of the early Xbox 360 games. I like this kind of a steampunk vibe to it, which I really like. I'm going to give this a chance. Another one that's a lackluster game that I really want is a Turning Point Fall of Liberty, which it was like the third game I bought for the Xbox 360. I was so excited. It looked like a great concept and great game, which it is, but it's just very poorly executed. I remember being very disappointed compared to like Call of Duty 2 and other great FPS games. It was hard to play that, but I wanted to say, you know, I'm going to give this game a chance, and if I can find that Fall of Liberty, which I'll find it. I'll get it as well. Bully, finally. I've looked for this for the longest time. There's another one I put on my locator, and one day they called me, hey Dean, we got your scholarship edition of Bully came in, you know, come pick it up. We'll hold it for 5 days. Oh, okay, cool, thanks. So I'm dying to play this, and now you can get it on the PlayStation Store as well for the PS4 and I think the PS3. Never played this. To me, I couldn't wait to get out of high school. Last thing I want to do is to go back into school and play as a school kid. But now that I'm older, it looks like a great game, and I can see the fun that Rockstar, where they went with this game, and I like it. I'm going to give this a try. I'm dying to try it. Mercenaries 2. I had to get this. I played the first one. I had never played this. World in Flames. This looks really good for the Xbox 360. Pandemic Studios. I had to get this. This looks so good. Dying to try it. Destroy All Humans: Path of Furon. I couldn't find this for the longest time, and my good buddy, Angel. God, forgive me, Angel. My buddy Angel that sent me my PS4 Pro. He also sent me Crackdown 2, which I've got up on the shelf up there as well. I actually bought this on the Xbox Live Arcade store for like $20 or $24.99 or whatever, just to have it because I wasn't finding it in a while. So he knew I wanted the physical copy. He was kind enough to send this to me. I'm really happy to have this. I have Destroy All Humans 1 and 2 for the original Xbox. I'm a huge fan, and I also downloaded off the PlayStation Store for my PS4. I've got Destroy All Humans 1 and 2 in my hard drive. And they look amazing. They did a really good job cleaning them up. THQ was sold out to THQ Nordic or something else, and now they have that, you know, MX versus ATV Encore. A lot of their games they're putting on the PlayStation Store you can buy digitally, and they're putting a lot of the older games on as well, like the Red Faction games, which I'm really excited about. Mayhem. This is a strange, like a 3D game. Now I have a 3D TV with 3D glasses. I haven't tried it yet. Mark Bussler did an interesting review of this as well on Classic Game Room. This looks cool. Because I'm very interested in doing this giant retrospective on racing games. I had to get this. I want to try to get all these games, give them all, try them all, and then give my 2 cents on all of them. Burnout Revenge. So many of my friends love this. I've played the hell out of this at my friend's house. I think I played it on his PlayStation 2 or 3, but I never owned it myself, so I was thrilled to have this. A platinum hits. Again, I don't care. It looks great. This looks like a lot of fun. I have Burnout 3 Takedown as well for the original Xbox. PGR 4, I even have a rare strategy guide for this. I don't know that I ever showed this in a pickups video. This is one of the first of all of these that I picked up from my Xbox 360. I loved the first 3, so I had to play 4. I've never played the 4th one, but it looks so good. Great weather effects, bikes, the whole deal. And the background environments that you race through look amazingly good and hold up well today. This is an expensive game. No matter where you find this, is like 40 bucks and up. So I think I paid like $45 for this. This Apache Air Assault. Very expensive. It gets very mixed reviews. The controls are very hard. I mean, it's borderline like a sim. You can play it as a sim or somewhat of an arcade mode. But I used to love gunship on the C64. I love helicopters. And I said, you know what? I want to get this for my collection. I know I'll enjoy this. It's got some really cool different views and thermal views and stuff you can do. It looks really, really cool. Need for Speed Pro Street, never played it. Never tried it. I think it was a multi-plat on the original Xbox or the Xbox 360. I'm rounding. I pretty much went back and got undercover and got all the other Need for Speed games. This was like the last Need for Speed game to buy that I've never done. I actually tried this out. I installed it and played some of it. It's pretty cool. It's a bit of a grind. It'll take me a while to get the better cars. But it looks good, and I can see this was kind of the beginning of the Need for Speed Shift series, so I thought it would be vital to have this in my collection. I'm very excited about the new Need for Speed Payback game coming out. It's going to be offline, and it's really cool. Almost like Need for Speed The Run. There's a real story mode in it. Kind of a Fast and Furious thing, but it looks really good. Call of Duty Black Ops 2. I had mentioned this in that video I did a while back on game collecting, that they were holding this for me. I did go down. They finally picked it up. Oops. My disc fell out of the deal here. Shit. So I finally got this game. Oh, the little center's broken. That's what it is. I have to fix that. This is a game I bought and pre-ordered it. I love the Trent Reznor music and the theme. The premise is nice. I had played it up until I got to the first strike mission, and I couldn't beat the strike mission thing. And I knew, I want to get the better story, so I've got to, get through the strike missions. And I was so put off by it that I ripped the game out and said, fuck this thing, and called my nephew up and gave it to him, which he still has it. He loves it. He and me, oh, thanks, Uncle Dean. Took it and immediately played it because it was a brand new $60 game then at the time. And I even gave him my strategy guide, which he just sent back to me recently. Star Trek Legacy. This is one of the first games that I bought for my Xbox 360, and I love Star Trek. You can play as like several of the Star Trek captains and several of the different series. It has all of the spaceships from the original Enterprise and the Next Generation one and Deep Space Nine and all the other ones. But this is probably one of the best Star Trek games out there. I also had, which I'm looking for, Star Trek Encounters for the PlayStation 2. I don't think that's on the original Xbox, but I'm going to try to get that for the PS2 as well, which I like. Not near as good as this, but this is a really cool kind of a spaceship fighting sim with Star Trek, and it's got great music and characters. You can play through the campaign as the different captains and all that. I've watched a lot of really good reviews of this. This is kind of a holy grail. I was thrilled to see this one day. I go, oh my God, Star Trek Legacy. I completely forgot about it and jumped on it. It was pricey. I think I paid like 25 bucks for it, but I was happy to have it. Juice 2. They called me at my store recently. Hey, Dean, we got your Juice 2 on $12.99, 13 bucks. And it's all complete. Even has this, it was supposed to come with a movie ticket thing, which it does have a coupon inside this thing, inside the manual, but this game is tough. This has got a steep learning curve. I put this in and immediately played it. Installed it. The graphics look really good. It does have some muscle cars, kind of a combination of drifting and courses. The cars are kind of real large and kind of in your face for a third-person view. It's just a little bit of a learning curve to it. It's very tricky. But I love now that I have the first one for the original Xbox, and now I have this. This is getting very expensive. This is like $40 and up on eBay now. So if you're looking for rare Xbox 360 games, start with ones like Star Trek Legacy, this Apache helicopter game, even Black Ops 2 is getting hard to find. A lot of these games I would jump on. Again, get those battle stations Midway and Pacific while you can. They're going up. I got the Future Soldier, Ghost Recon. I've never played it. The reviews look really good. I like everything I've seen on this. I remember watching the reviews when I saw it when it came out. When I bought this, I watched 2 other reviews and it looks quite good. So I think I have all the Ghost Recon. I got Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter, and I got Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter 2. So I think I have all of the Ghost Recon games for the original Xbox and the 360. So that's it for all my games. I had quite a bit. I didn't realize I've accumulated so much. And I'll just quickly show you, George Romero just died. The wonderful writer, director that did the Night of the Living Dead and Dawn of the Dead. He died, and so I went on it and I started watching. I watched the original Creep Show, which I saw at the theater the day it came out. I love the guy so much. One of my favorite directors. I'm so sad. I watched Land of the Dead again recently, the unrated cut, which they show more blood and stuff. I like this movie quite a bit. A lot of people don't like it. They're working on a Blu-ray of it right now, and when that comes out, I'll definitely jump on that. This even has trailers in this DVD for the Land of the Dead Road to Fiddler's Green original Xbox game, which is so cool. Very cool. Happy to watch this again. And then I watched Dawn of the Dead again. This time I watched the European version, the Italian version, where they cut out a lot of some of the story elements and stuff. It's more somber. And then I watched it with the commentary of the 4 actors that were in it. Roger, Peter, all of Stephen, all the actors, and the woman that was in it, Franny. Just to hear their commentary over it. So good. This has got like every version. The theatrical version, the unrated director's cut, the European version, everything. I'm really happy to have this. This is such a great addition. And then I realized that I had never seen Knight Riders. So I went out and I had it on Blu-ray, so I ordered it brand new for like $9.99, like $10. So I watched a little behind the scenes thing already. It has Ed Harris in it, which I had no idea. I had never seen this. It has Ken Foree, the black guy from Dawn of the Dead's in it, including the little guy, Scott, the little SWAT guy, he's in it as well. A lot of the same actors that were in George Romero. Is kind of loyal to working with the same people. Very removed from the zombie films, but I have to see this. I'm going to be watching this weekend. And then I have Creepshow 2 on VHS, but I never had it on DVD. So I got this for like $7, used. In excellent condition. I just watched this the other night. The wonderful little vignettes, like 3 or 4 little vignettes and stories. So good. So I've been getting some movies slowly. I got the Speed Racer Blu-rays, which came out, and I had these old DVDs where you could only get volume 1 and 2, the first 23 episodes. This has all 52 episodes. So I've been going through about halfway through this right now. Each night I try to watch at least one episode. It's excellent. I'm really enjoying this. It's the only anime that I like, is Speed Racer, because I watched them as a kid in the late 60s, and then back in 1975 I saw them again when they went in syndication. So, very cool. So happy to have this. And then I found this really cool movie, Vampire Mike of Sega CD Universe. I told you he loves post-apocalyptic movies. I said, dude, if you like that, you should see this one movie. It's called Warriors of the 21st Century. You'd never seen it. So he watched it on YouTube. Well, it's in other parts of the world, it's called Battle Truck. So I got this strange, as Death Sport. I don't know if it's one DVD with 2 movies on it, but it has Death Sport with David Carradine on one side, and a Battle Truck on the other, or whatever. This is, unfortunately, it's in pan scan, not widescreen, but a wonderful film. Very much like The Road Warrior. It's very, very cool. Filmed, I think, in
I guess New Zealand at the time. It has Michael Beck that was in the Warriors movie. He's in this. He plays the main character. A really good movie, very underrated. A real cult classic, hidden gem that no one knows about. Highly recommend Battle Truck, or the version I saw at the time in America was called Warlords of the 21st Century. Very cool to have that in my collection. So then, if that's not enough, I finally found they bought the new Miami Vice, or the famous 5 seasons of Miami Vice, came out on Blu-ray. It's been out on Blu-ray for a while, I think since last October or so, but it just took me a while to get the money to buy it. But the price went down on these a little bit. But man, these look so amazing. And I have all of the original, all of the 5 DVDs of this. And I'm going to donate those to my good friend Steve Baker, who lives here in town, who had seen some of them and really liked them, was intrigued by it. It's one of those series that he missed. He said, I like all the 80s stuff. I said, well, dude, here, I'll get the whole, all 5 seasons on DVD. I'll give you my nice DVD box sets. They're actually, the packaging and a lot of the behind-the-scenes things are much better on the DVDs. These are kind of bare bones. You just get the episodes, but they really look good, amazingly good. So anyway, that's my movie pickups. If that's not enough, I've got another friend of mine, Tim, who's in one of my Xbox clubs. And he's a good friend of mine on Facebook. He's back east. I think he's in Georgia. And he said it was at a bookstore, and they had a lot of great strategy guides. It was, Dean, I know you're looking for strategy guides. He took a variety of pictures, and he said, you can zoom these in. If any of them appeal to you, let me know, and I'll pick them up for you. So I went through and had a whole list. Well, actually, quite a few of them do. So I sent him a list, and he picked these up, and I reimbursed him for the cost of them and the shipping and everything. But I'll just show you real quick. I love strategy guides. I'm going to be doing a strategy guide video soon. So these are a lot of kind of unusual ones. Myst 3 Exile. I love this game. I got through it without a strategy guide. But it's just a beautiful guide. I love having the guides. There's just behind the scenes things and interesting maps and collectibles and things that you're not even aware of sometimes. Star Wars Obi-Wan. I have the game for the original Xbox. I've always wanted to play this exclusive for the original Xbox, one of the first launch games for it. And it's just nice having these guides. A beautiful guide, kind of a silver look to it. And it's just, the guides alone are filled with, all kinds of beautiful pictures and maps and levels and where all the hidden power-ups are and everything. Very, very cool. I just love guides. So I'm so thrilled to have all these guides in my collection. I'll quickly go through these. The Force Unleashed. I love these games. He has the Wii version on one half and then like the PS3 and Xbox 360 on the other. Wonderful guides. Another game I have for the original Xbox, I'm dying to play this. Mark Bussler, who typically hates the prequels, did a really good review of this on Classic Game Room. And that's the Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith. So the minute I saw that, I said, oh dude, pick me up that guide. I'd love to have that. So thanks, Tim, so much for these guides. It really means a lot to me. Resistance Fall of Man. I think this is one of the ones that he got for me too. Some of these I'm not sure. I might have even bought these a long time ago. I'm pretty sure he found this one. Very cool. I love these on the original PlayStation 3. One of the first launch games for the PS3. And I have all of them in my collection. Gears of War. I'm eventually going to be buying Gears of War 1 and 2 for my Xbox 360, so I'm thrilled to have this. And eventually I'll try to find the Gears of War 2 one as well. Dead Island Riptide. This one I might have bought myself, I'm not sure. I don't know if Tim got this for me, but they had a close that they were getting rid of strategy guides at one of my game stores, and I think this is one of the ones that I bought. But I recently got the remastered version, which comes with Dead Island Riptide. So it'd be nice to have that in case I get stuck or I want to know where there's weapons or what have you. SOCOM 3. The only SOCOM game of the original PS3 or the PS2 ones that I hadn't played, but I do have all of the SOCOM games here, SOCOM 1, 2, and 3. So I was thrilled to have this from my collection. I had the original SOCOM 1 guide, but I don't anymore. This is so cool. The original Forza guide with all the cars, and the tracks and everything. It's so cool. I just love this. I have one for Project Gotham Racing 4 as well. So cool. What's this? It's like a little pull-out Poster. Oh, I didn't even know this was in here. Career mode race events. I have a nice little poster. Just something about it's just everything that augments the game. To me, makes it worthwhile. From the manuals to the strategy guides. A lot of people go, "Oh, I'm not into strategy guides. I don't want to spoil the game." I understand that, but it just adds that much more to the game. Bad Company, he sent me. Now, I already had Bad Company 1 and 2, the guides, but I have an extra one now. But wonderful game. I love the Bad Company Battlefield games. So good. And they were the very first Mass Effect. So I've been dying to play. In fact, I got the new Mass Effect trilogy for the PlayStation 3. So now I have a guide, which I think will help me kind of get a handle on the RPG elements and all that. And so I'm thrilled to have that. And then it even had the first Ghost Recon. Very cool. Where I just went and recently got all of, the original Xbox and Xbox 360 Ghost Recon games. I'm thrilled to have this. So, whether or not I'll get all the guides in the series, I probably won't. But some games I will. There are a few games I'd like to kind of get more of the guides. And then these ones are ones that I've bought in the last few months. I've had my wife get them for me on eBay. Warriors. I don't know if I had showed this in one of my other videos or not, but this is one of my favorite guides. I'm so thrilled to have this. And I have it on my PlayStation 4. In fact, my good friend Rox176, and I'll have a link for his wonderful channel below. He presently has been doing the GTA trilogy, which is he downloaded off the PlayStation Store for his PS4. He's been doing a lot of videos of GTA 3, San Andreas, and especially Vice City. And I'm really enjoying his videos of that. He did a complete kind of a playthrough of this Warriors game, and it was one of the most enjoyable walkthroughs or playthroughs I've seen of any game. So enjoyable. So I'm going to have a link for his channel below. He's a very small channel. He's a passionate gamer. He loves gaming. He's a great friend, and I'm happy to know him on YouTube. Thanks, Rox, for your playthrough of this. Wonderful. One of my favorite walkthroughs of any game. I'm dying to play that. I got so many versions of it from the PlayStation 2, the original Xbox, everything. Black, my wife got me this one. I love this game. And I had this when it first launched. It's so nice to have it back. Just opening this up brings back memories of when I played the game. I love these. I mean, they take up space, and not everyone's into strategy guides, but I like them. This is one of my holy grails here. The Driver Parallel Lines, my favorite driver game. I love this game. And it's such a wonderful guide and very helpful. This game is tough. It gets very challenging as you get into it. Now, I mentioned I had given my nephew my Call of Duty, Black Ops 2 game and the guide. Well, he sent me the guide back. I said, no, keep the game, but I'd love to have the guide back. Oh, here, I'll send it to you in the mail. So he shot it back to me. So I'm going to try to go through this again, study this, and see if there's any strategies to get through the strike missions, which I never really looked at this when I first played the game. And maybe I can get through it a little bit easier. I don't know, but I'm happy to have this back. I have the other original strategy guide for the first Black Ops and World at War and quite a few of the other ones as well. And then just recently, I just got, a few days ago, the Batman Arkham Knight guide. Because I think I'm going to play this one first. I played a good chunk of Origins. I recently played a little bit of Arkham Asylum. But I really want to try this out with the Batmobile. And I have all the DLC, Game of the Year edition, with all the skins and the 60s Batmobile and the 60s Batman outfit and everything, which I think I can play through the campaign with. I'm not sure, but I'm going to find out. Thrilled about this. And then thanks to Carrot at Angry Centaur Gaming, he raved vehemently about how fantastic this Far Cry Primal is. He's played the game. He's played it with no HUD. He did a whole series of videos and a walking the walk, everything. I've really enjoyed all of his videos he did on this game. I had no interest in playing this at all because, well, it's got no guns. What's the point? But he made it look so interesting and so intriguing. I rethought it. So I had a gift. A couple friends gifted me some, kind of redeemed money card code deals for the PlayStation Store at Christmas. And so I got the Batman game was one of them I used as a gift, and I downloaded the Apex edition, which is a loaded Game of the Year edition of Far Cry Primal. So the game intrigued me. I said, I'll get the guide for this. This is this more collectible guide, a little bit better artwork and stuff in it. It's a nice hardbound book. So I said, I'll get the guidebook and see if I can get the most out of the game, because I really love the premise of it. And being a caveman myself, it's perfect. So those are my pickups. A lot of games, a few, movies and things and TV shows. And then I also recently, just the other day, downloaded, I have PlayStation 2 and my PS3 downloaded. So I downloaded, they had a sale on the PlayStation, some PlayStation 3 games and 1 games or whatever in the PS3. So I got the first Twisted Metal. So now I have Twisted Metal 1 and 2 and Twisted Metal Black all downloaded in the PS3. I have Twisted Metal Black also on the PS4 downloaded. And then I got a game I've been wanting for the longest time for my PS1 collection, and that's Star Wars Dark Forces, which I can't find anywhere. Even my new recent store, which I'm really excited about, they've got like every game but that one. So I'm going to try, I may have to get that on eBay. And I've seen some good reviews of it. Mark Bustler did the PC review of it, and I've seen some other good reviews of that game. So I played that recently. I've got a ways into it, and I got kind of stuck. So I'm anxious to play it more. I've been playing it on the PS3 off the PlayStation Store. A wonderful game. And I also got Red Faction 2. I have Red Faction 1 already, and I got Red Faction 2 downloaded in the PlayStation Store for my PS3 as well. So I got 3 new games in the PS3 hard drive, which are really cool. So what's nice about that, they have a lot of PS1 classics that you can play on the PS3, and of course you can play your PS1 games on your PS3 Slim or whatever. So I've been spending a little bit more time with the PS3. I've kind of neglected it for some time, so I've surprisingly collected a lot more games than I thought, but I'm really making strides. I'm so close now. I mean, I still have probably maybe 20, 25 7th gen games, Xbox 360 and PS3 games. I'm so close. I could easily buy all those games for not too much money. The ones I want aren't overly expensive, other than the Battle Stations Pacific might be a little pricey, but the rest of them should be easy to find. I got maybe 40 to 50 for the original Xbox to get. I've got maybe 15 to 20 for the PS1. A handful, maybe 10 games for the PS2. Maybe even half that for the PS3, like 5 or 6 games. I'm so close. And then maybe I got a dozen Super NES games, maybe between 8 and 12 Super NES games. I'm still kind of deciding on which ones I really want. And then I've got maybe double that, maybe 15 to 20 games for the Sega Genesis. But this new place called Fear Game, what a wonderful... Thanks again, Steve, for telling me about that game. About that game store. Fantastic. A little pricey, but excellent quality. The games are in excellent condition. I just got the Predator Concrete Jungle. It looks like a brand new game. Some of the games are pretty pricey. They have Auto, Modelista, another Xbox game, kind of a strange cel-shaded cartoon racing game. Looks really cool. A little pricey, like $34. I got 2 copies. They're mint. They're holding a Mafia 1 for me, which I had before and absolutely loved. I even had the strategy guide, I believe, for that game at one time. And they're holding some PS1 games for me as well. But it's just great to have. I thought I had a wonderful series of 6 stores here in town, and now I've got another one with a lot more older retro stuff. A lot of Atari 2600 games. I still want to get a 6-switch Atari 2600. And they have all those stuff. They got retro consoles, lots of handhelds, tons of PS2 games. They have whole sections of like games marked down for $1 for Xbox and PlayStation 2 and PS1. And they have sales. They had a sale last week: buy 2 Xbox 360 games, get a 3rd one free, that kind of thing. So, got a few more games I'm going to trade in, and I'm anxious to I'm going to try to, between now and the end of the year, make the biggest dent in my collection I can, because I have the feeling that prices are going up on these older games. I can always get an Xbox, 1S or Xbox One X down the road. In fact, maybe the longer I wait, maybe the price will even drop on them from $500 to $450 or $400. Who knows? So I'll get that, and I will get the PlayStation VR. I'm most anxious to play that. That Arizona Sunshine game looks awesome. So many other games I'm dying to play. The Rush of Blood game looks fantastic. And of course the Forza games I'm dying to play. So eventually I'll spend some money on some new consoles. And I still would like to get, the Panasonic 3DO, the initial model, if I can find one. that's working in good shape and get maybe a half a dozen games tops for it. We'll see. We'll see how money is, but I have a real definitive list now. I'm whittling it down, and then the games I really want bad, I put a little asterisk by. So, you know, out of those 50 Xbox games, maybe, you know, 15 of them I really want bad, so I'm going to go after those first, have a little star by them, and round it out. Who knows, maybe there's a good chance, if not this year, then, you know, next year I'll wrap it up. But it's close, the end is in sight. Of course, I'm always discovering new games and friends that are sharing, oh, Dean, you got to play this one if you like that one. But I'm getting there soon. So I'm thinking of doing a collection video of all my original Xbox games, maybe in one video. There's about 150 something games, and I got 153 or 54 original Xbox games. I got over 150 Xbox 360 games. I can do another video, and then maybe a video with all my PS1, PS2, and PS3 games, because that should equal probably about 100 and some odd things. So maybe a series of collection videos. If that sounds like something you'd like to see, let me know in the comments below. You know, and again, I love watching your collection videos. I see so many of them all the time, and I don't do that many of these types of videos, but I realize I've accumulated so much stuff lately. I said, you know, I should show these things off. People might find them interesting, might learn about some of these games and get them themselves if they're into it. And I think I'd like to do a strategy guide video too. I know a few of you have requested that a few times, so I'll do one of those. I still have my Wolfenstein Return to Castle and Manhunt review that I want to do real soon. I have all the footage. As soon as I'm feeling up to it, feeling a little bit better, can sit at a PC long enough, I definitely want to do those. So thank you so much for your support. I've had so much an outpouring of support and kind words and prayers and thoughts and vibes and all that stuff. And it really means a lot to me. It's been a very challenging time. I love YouTube, and I hate to be away from it because it's really the only interaction I have with my friends and viewers is via YouTube and, you know, Twitter and Facebook. So when I'm away from it, I feel even more alienated and isolated. So I love doing this, and I love the feedback. So this is a very long video. Thanks for sticking with me. My camera kind of died near the end. I had to do all the strategy guides at the very end, charge my camera back up a little bit and redo the last segment of this. But I hope you enjoyed it. Put in the comments what you liked about it, what you'd like to see from me in the future. You know, just put in the comments, Dean, we'd love to see you do a video on, you know, this subject or that, or these collection videos or what have you. I'd love to hear in the comments below. So thank you so much for watching. Thanks again for your support and your kindness. I do appreciate it very much. And above all else, enjoy your hobby and enjoy those games. Thanks for watching.